everybody, it's Chris Eads, and our line is Wootini, here with another Gay Gamer video podcast for y'all. This week I went to the movies, but I did not see anything new. Instead, I went to see something old, Shin Godzilla, which has been remastered in 4K and put back in theaters. And I was all excited to see it on the big screen until my husband reminded me that no, we did actually see that on the big screen when it first came out back in like 2016, but I had forgotten. But I still wanted to see it on a big screen again, because that's the best way to see a Godzilla movie, on the biggest screen possible. Weirdly, they didn't release it in IMAX. I don't know why, but I couldn't see it in IMAX, but I saw it on a big screen that was at least bigger than my TV, so that's the way to see Godzilla. I also don't know, I guess it looked crisp and really sharp, and the picture looked really good, I guess. I don't really know. I didn't notice any massive improvements being remastered in 4K, but it was just nice to see it on the big screen again. It is admittedly a very divisive Godzilla movie. I happen to really like it. My husband likes it less because there's not enough Godzilla action in it for him. I enjoy the government bureaucracy satire and nonsense and all that, I enjoy that, but he does not. He's like, no, more Godzilla smashing things, please. Thank you. So this is not one of his favorites. I enjoy it, so I was excited to see it on a big screen again, and it was delightful, though obviously it's very divisive. Your mileage may vary. As for games, I continue to play my fitness boxing. I've yet to really get through an entire week without taking at least one day off. Usually around Wednesday or Thursday, I roll over in bed and I'm just I'm not in the mood, and I hit snooze and I don't get up early to work out. But I still am enjoying it. And for whatever reason, I want to get the daily missions. Every day there's daily and weekly missions, and every day there's daily missions, and I like to try to get them if I can. Sometimes they're oh, do mitt drills or do something else, and I'm no, that's not happening. But I'll make sure that I do enough exercises, or if it's work out on this stage or work out with this trainer, I do that so that I can get the extra coins, even though I don't need the coins because I've already unlocked all the music, and now I'm just using them to unlock outfits for the trainers, but I don't really care about playing dress up with the trainers so much, so whatever. They're just piling up, but it's the sense of satisfaction of knowing that I completed the mission, even if I'm only getting 500 coins, who cares? Just the satisfaction of knowing I did it is good. But early in the week, one of the daily missions was work out with Monica. And I said, oh, okay, sure, no problem. So I selected Monica and I worked out with Monica that morning. And oh my gosh, she's awful. She's I think probably worse than Lynn. She's so bubbly and perky and oh my God, I can't take her voice acting. It's she's too perky. I can't. Also, her yellow t-shirt is so boring, but when I went into the wardrobe options, you can either cover her up in a hoodie or put her in a slutty sports bra, and I'm no. So yellow t-shirt it was, and I'm not going to unlock, it's going to be a while before I unlock any other wardrobe options for her because I don't want to work out with her because her voice is really irritating and piercing, and she's just too perky for me. I ended up switching immediately after the next day. I was oh, I don't have to work out with her anymore. And I switched to Bernardo, who is a very big dude, but I like his voice acting and he's good. So I like him. He's another trainer that I actually really enjoy. And then later at the end of the week, one of the daily missions, it was work out with Janice. So I was oh, fine. I like Bernardo, but let me try Janice. So I tried Janice, and while she's a little perky, she's not as bad as Monica, so she was fine. She's perky energetic as opposed to perky annoying, I guess. I don't know. But she was fine. I was okay, fine. I worked out with her a couple of days, no problem. And I do appreciate that the game has grown progressively more difficult as I've been playing over the past couple months. I'm unlocking new routines to exercise, new exercises, and doing those exercises, they're starting to get more difficult, more complicated. The combos are more difficult and more complicated. And there was one that I did, with like bobbing and weaving that was like one of the worst I've ever done. I'm always getting perfects, with the occasional okay, if I lose focus or whatever and my timing is off. But this one, I was like, I missed a bunch and had some okays, and I was like, I got like a bunch of okays and I missed a bunch, and I was like, what the hell? Like, it was really difficult, and that was like, wow, that wasn't a good score. Now I can, work and get a better score, because usually I'm getting all perfect, so I don't get new high score, because I already got the high score and I can't go any higher. But I do appreciate that it's getting a little more difficult, though sometimes I find that when things get really the routine gets complicated and fast, that you end up feeling like you're just flailing. So you're not really like, there's no impact and there's no to the movement, so you end up just flailing, which feels like a less impactful workout. That's just me. I'm still sweating a lot and it's great. So I know I'm burning calories and I'm not damaging my knees. So yay. I also obviously have been playing Disney Dreamlight Valley, though not a lot, because there's nothing to do right now. I don't really care about, I have like friendship quests and other storyline quests from the DLC, but I was like, no, let me take a break from that. And I was doing just like the daily Moonstone chest, and then doing the Dream Snaps challenges just to keep my Moonstones at a decent level, because I like to have Moonstones, because sometimes there's things I like to buy. Like this week, I had to have Nana from Peter Pan. I was like, yes, please. I would like a new animal companion. And so I spent a few thousand Moonstones on her. And then I'm going to need some extra Moonstones, because this coming week there is a new update coming, the Emotional Rescue update, which brings in joy and sadness from the Inside Out movies. But I'm actually even more excited for the new Star Path, because the new Star Path, it's the Retro Road Trip Star Path, which has like, I don't even know it, like diners and like drive-in stuff, and it's like retro outfits, and I'm just like, this is so cool. So I'm very excited about that, and I need my Moonstones to unlock all of those rewards. Now, I don't know if everything that they showed in the YouTube video preview is available, or if some of the retro items might have been from like previous things that I don't have. But I'm very excited about this retro stuff. So, give me the 50s. Disney in the 50s, it's like kind of perfect. So it was nice to not have to play the past couple of weeks a lot of Disney, because I'm going to be playing a whole lot of Disney. But it's okay, because Nikki has not had an update yet, so it's fine. And as I said last episode, I was at the end of the story quest for this season, and all I had left was like a couple of little epilogue things, and then there was a final cutscene where Miss Bai is no longer a dragon, and now she's human and she can see, and I don't even know, but whatever, it's fine. So now there's just like some miscellaneous side quests, which I may or may not do. The rewards aren't, like last week I unlocked that outfit, so I was like, I don't care about like, more bling and crystals and whatever. I'm just like, who cares? So I may or may not do all of the side quests. I don't care. I did make a point of finding all the gifties, because they're adorable, and I just like the sense of satisfaction for knowing that I got them all. The rewards are nothing impressive, but it's the thrill of the chase and the satisfaction of completion. But because I wasn't playing a whole lot of Disney or Nikki, I was actually able to play a lot of Dragon Age Veilguard this week, which was great. So I did a whole bunch of like companion quests. I did a really great one with Emmerich. And then I did one with Lucanus, and I did Harding and Tosh. Although the Harding and Tosh ones were just story, like it was just a quick little story scene with some dialogue options. The Emmerich and Lucanus story, those quests were like actual quests with like combat and stuff. But what I learned was, I thought I was doing these companion quests so that everyone could get on the same page and focus on the main mission, and they won't be distracted by their own shit. But the problem is what I've learned is I'm not as close to the end of this game as I thought I was, because these missions that I'm doing with these companions, they're not completing anything. Like, with Emmerich, we found out who the necromancer was, and then she got away and we had to fight her demon, and now it's like, okay, so there's going to be another mission where we actually go get her. At least one, probably two. Who knows? But there's like, and with Davrin, we didn't find the Gloomhowler, so it's like, I'm like, I keep thinking, okay, this will be the end of this particular storyline thread, but it's not. It keeps going. So I'm like, okay. So I went and did a main story mission, which ended up being kind of a Nev companion quest in a way. But like, I'm just like, okay, I still have a lot of game left to play, and I'm like 45 hours in, so I've got a lot left to do, it seems, and now I'm a little concerned I'm not going to finish by October. Also weird was after that main mission I did with Nev, we had a conversation and the usual dialogue options, and then she said something and I ended up with 2 dialogue options, and if I pick one, it cuts off all possible romance with Nev, and the other one would keep it open for romance. And I was like, well, I don't care about romancing Nev, so I said, it's okay, whatever. And I picked that one, so I closed that off, and it's fine. But we can still be friends. I like her as a friend. But then I had a dialogue with Lucanus where I had the same option, and I'm like, oh. And I'm like, well, wait. Because I've been only flirting with Davrin. Only flirting with Davrin. This whole game. I have not flirted with anyone else. Like, at all. So, but I was concerned because I had flashbacks to Mass Effect 2 where I was like flirting with Jacob, and then like right away, like on the second or third conversation, he got like super aggressive, and I was just like, whoa, slow your roll. Like, hey, let's go slow. And then he never flirted with me again. And I discovered it's because later, much too late to reload a previous save, unfortunately, I learned that choosing that option of dialogue cuts off any possible romance with Jacob. And I was like, fuck. And I had to pursue somebody else. But, so I'm like, just in case I fuck things up with Davrin, maybe it's good to have a backup plan so I can still have a romance. I know it's a horrible thing to say. I wouldn't do it in real life, obviously, but in a video game, sure. So I said, I don't want to cut off romance options with Lucanus. Let me, keep that open. Keep that option open. But when I selected that, all of a sudden, he like I said, I've only ever flirted with Davrin. I've not flirted with anyone else. I've never given Lucanus even the time of day. Like, I've never given him a hint of interest. I say this one thing, and he comes throwing himself at me, and we, like, almost kiss before he pulls back and says, oh. And I was like, dude, what the hell? Take it down a notch. That was very aggressive. Maybe it was the demon inside him was getting very aggressive. I don't know. It's just funny. So I still have a lot of Dragon Age left to go, and I'm a little concerned. Hopefully, Nikki doesn't have an update for a while, because that's the problem. Like, if Disney has an update, I can play a bunch of Disney with a little tiny bit of Nikki and a bunch of Dragon Age. Or vice versa. But if Nikki and Disney both have big updates, I end up having to play a bunch of that, and then I can't play as much Dragon Age, if any at all, and then I fall behind, and then I'm going to be screwed in October. So, fingers crossed that Nikki doesn't have an update for a while, and I can just do Disney and Dragon Age. So, pray for me. And I will see you back here next episode, where I'll talk about more stuff. Who knows? Bye!